What is up, everybody? Maverick Mike here to go over the weekly watch list and what stocks we're looking to take advantage of and make some money in this week, January 12th to the 17th, 2026. Let's get it. All right. So if you aren't familiar with where to find my overnight watch list, it's in the Simpler Trading website under Stock Mavericks. That's where my full community is. We talk every single day. I'm live twice a day, in the morning for an hour and in the afternoon for an hour. And if you want to get this watch list bright and early on Monday morning before any of these stocks are moving, come join us. It's only $7 for the trial. But if you go to the top and you see weekly watch list, this is, where you're going to see all the stocks that I'm looking for this week. Now, I do divide up my watch list into sectors first. Then we get into listed, options, and OTCs. The reasons why I like to divide that up into sectors and then into OTCs is because most of my money, if you go back to my Profitly and where I've tracked every single one of my trades since the beginning of my journey under Stock Snipers, you can see that there's actually a nice spike during certain spots along my journey, and that's because that's sector momentum. So that's where we're going to start. There's 4 sectors that I'm watching this week, and those 4 sectors I don't necessarily want to dive right into right away, so we're just going to glaze over them, and then we'll just move into this week. But this is that Stock Snipers Profitly if you want to go check it out, starting all the way back with a $3,000 account and bringing it to over now $500K in profit. That $3,000 account once went to $500. So technically 3 digits to 6 digits. We're looking to turn it to 7. That would be a great story there. But let's continue to grow and let's find what we can make money on this week. Starting with credit card companies, the reason why I put that on there is Trump has the news going on right now with limiting credit card companies to 10% interest for a year. So we'll see what kind of news comes out of credit card companies or just pay companies, maybe other different payment companies. Metal stocks we're going to talk about in a second, but that sector is definitely one to watch. Gold and silver is for sure a sector to watch, and we made money off of both of those sectors over the weekend. So both gold getting a huge gap up to new 52-week highs. If you look at the ETF, GLD, beautiful movement there, and we actually played a gold stock over the weekend, which we'll talk about later. And then the oil sector is the last one that I am watching, but usually I'll put stocks that I'm watching in that sector. This week it's more in general. Let's see what happens, and if something happens we'll dive in. But let's dive in and let's see stocks that we're watching for today and this coming week. Now, this watch list is a newspaper that you can make money off of. Don't just go out there and buy everything you read right now. So you're reading these stocks, and then it follows up with the pattern. And that's how I'm going to read these plays to you. So first is going to be the stock, then it's going to be the pattern. I only trade 5 patterns, and you can go to my Stock Snipers YouTube and look at the rest of my patterns on that YouTube to see what I mean. But it's only 5 patterns, and it's mainly only 2 of those that I go after. But the first couple of stocks we have here are morning momentum plays, meaning we look for a big spiker and then we try to see if they can hold. This one is holding perfectly. I always like when a penny stock breaks $1, and then let's see if we can make that curl. Today is not as strong as we thought it would be, but maybe tomorrow we get that reversal day. A lot of the times shorts that shorted this stock up here, I think it's going to fall back all the way down here, and if it doesn't, you can get that push. So both GP and ANPA are stocks that we're looking for that momentum there tomorrow if they can continue to hold. OPTT is another one with that same style of pattern. You know, it had a huge run, and then shorts maybe took advantage of it, but now it's holding again. Will it break back up? We'll see. We actually made a nice $600 off this stock last week off of this big green day. We'll see if we can take advantage of it again coming into this week. I skipped over ABAT, but I didn't forget about it. ABAT is my #1 watcher this morning on Monday. I think if it gets back above 5 and it holds $5, this is a good stock that can actually start running again. And I'm not talking about running all the way to, back to 11 where it used to be. I'm just saying come back to $6. That's 20%. 20% on your account is how you're going to grow overnight. and we're looking to make this from one day to the next. The next couple of stocks, BTQ, just off of long-term support, so that one's not really special right now, but we'll see. UAMY and Eric are metal stocks, and metal stocks is a sector I brought up earlier. It's a sector that's been on the run because CRML has ran from 7 to 16. So now I put these two other ones that usually run with metals. UAMY is actually creating a really nice day above $8. If it holds that 8, I actually like the chances of a gap up there. So we'll keep an eye on UAMY here. And then AREC is another one that usually follows up after it runs. And it recently had a huge run. It's a metal stock. It's made that leg up, and now it's just holding. Can it make that next leg? We will see. Looking for that. SLS, I'm painting a picture here. No, I don't really want it. I wanted it to come farther down, so I don't really like that one. I think I'm going to take it off. Well, you don't have to pay attention to that one. The next two are robotics stocks, Kit and Wrecker. And honestly, Kit looks pretty ugly too. Both Kit and Wrecker are pretty ugly on today. But robotic stocks were pretty hot. And we have some OTC robotic stocks we're going to talk about in a second. HubC is my jackpot stock of the year. Of the week. I think because PRZL ran and other war stocks ran, like drone stocks. HubC used to run too with those, but it hasn't. So, can it wake back up? That's more what I'm looking for. DFLI is a drone defensive stock, and drone defensive stocks are very popular right now with everything that's going on in the world, unfortunately. So we're keeping an eye on those. The next one, OCGN, this is just the basic listed one with news this morning. If it could get back above 165, we look for that leg up, and hopefully back to 190. And the last two are shorts. NBY I missed, so you can't catch it now. It's down way too much. But VXRT is an interesting one. It keeps squeezing. We're coming up to 52-week highs. This is an OTC stock that just ran from 35 to now 80. Usually a stock like this, you can catch a short coming up. But right now, it's just creating multiple and multiple green days. You see here that when the red day does happen, it does kind of fade. So you just got to find the momentum shift. If I zoom out to even farther than a year, it's been doing a very similar thing with huge spikes and huge falls. So I like the chances of a short here for sure. Sorry for that weird, I just like it that much. Alright, and then the options, SOUN we had on our overnight watch list. We just went 5 for 5 on our overnight watch list. Every day I create an overnight watch list and I look to try to take these stocks overnight. We took 3 of these overnight. 1, 2, and 3. We made money off of all 3 of those, growing our account 10% overnight. So, great way to grow your account. SOUN and BSEM were the other ones. BSEM, small follow-up, and SOUN is on the listed watchers, and it followed up too. So, both of them, all 5 of these stocks followed up. So, no matter what you played overnight, as long as you bought it after power hour, when we usually like to buy, you profited. And then the other listed OTC option I'm watching is APLD. I think this has a chance to really get going. It already did get going, so I wanted it to kind of calm down for a day or two and then go after. So we'll see what happens there. The next one, Zenog. I'm actually going to have a full video about this coming up. This is an oil stock that I do think is capable of breaking out. I don't know how much higher we're going to go, but I do think it's worth talking about. So I'll have a future video coming out about this stock this week. I'm probably going to record it later today. But it reminds me of a pattern like KRKNF, which is on the watch list too. And KRKNF came up, it settled for a while, and then it broke out. So it reminds me of that. 2 stocks we took overnight or over the weekend that we profited off of. PGEZF, we were buying this all the way down here at 31.8, 31.7. It gapped up to 35, so really nice buy and sell there. The next one was a gold stock, and gold is gapping up, so gold, beautiful. I mean, we bought this at 385 or 390, and then we sold it up at 420. Gold and silver are usually slower moving stocks, so overall that was a nice move. Getting back to metal stocks, TLOFF is a metal stock we'll be watching. UURAF is a metal stock we'll be watching. And then REMMF is another one. Very light volume, but it's a former huge runner. And this one usually runs with TMRC. So watch those two together. And they seem to be kind of doing a little something right now. So we'll keep our eyes out. Volume's super light, but we'll keep our eyes out. And then the last couple of ones we had on the list. QNCCF is a quantum stock. If we create a first green day, we might be able to break back out. Charlotte's Web is a cannabis stock, CWBHF. And this one's good to watch because this one got a spike when cannabis got the news about descheduling. All the other cannabis stocks came down. If you look at MSOS, this is the cannabis ETF. But Charlotte's Web kept holding. And I think it's because it's a CBD company. And I know that Trump said he was going to try to use CBD and all that for Medicare and Medicaid. So who knows? Maybe this does have another leg up if it keeps holding 30. And then TMRC. Oh no, we already went over that. BSEM is the last one. Trying to make this next leg up. We'll see. The volume started a little bit on Friday. And we had it on the overnight watch list on Friday. So if you took it on Friday, you made 7% overnight. But we'll see if anything else comes out of that. That is where we're going to wrap up this weekly watchers, guys. It is MLK Day on Monday, so be careful when it ends towards the week, at the end of this week. Usually holiday weeks and 4-day weeks, shorter weeks, are usually a little bit lighter because people do take vacations. So be careful, but also if you have an opportunity, go after it. If you're interested in stuff like this, hit the subscribe button and come check me out in the Simpler Trading website under Stock Mavericks. There's a $7 trial you can come check us out at. Oh, I forgot to put the other robotic stock, IRBTQ. This is a good one to watch too. Let me leave you off with this one. Bankrupt stocks are my specialty, but they have to have good volume. And last week on the 6th, iRobot showed some really nice volume. So if it starts to get something like that again, that's when I'll be interested. But alright, stay safe out there. Much love. And go tag those bags. I'll be back here next week. See ya, everyone.